round 8 of the Motors TV Ultimate Karting Challenge, the series where the championship leaders always start last.
With 7 rounds gone and only 2 remaining, the weather is cold and miserable, but the race action will be anything but. Here's Alan with the grid positions and race commentary from the cadets, the 8 to 12-year-olds.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Sam. Put down the cocoa, lock up Grandma in the cupboard. The excitement could be too much. Josh White is on pole. James Appleton on P2. Then comes Miles Hart going off P3. Joe Goodwin comes next on P4. Then Ryan Morgan off 5. On P6 is Mark Wakefield. Ben Duncalf comes next. Abigail Gerry, a British Championship winner this year at round 3. Then comes Scott Rickson, Chris Middlehurst, then Henry Hunter P11. There's a pack attack on 12, that's Pakenham Walsh, followed by Liam Kelly, podium finisher at the British Championship this year. Jacob Huntstone comes next, then Bradley Ord on 15. Jordan Horton goes off P16. David McNichol off 17. The business end of the championship chart starts with Joe Byrne, Connor Llewellyn. Ryan Burns is third in the championship. Danny Sweeney second in the championship. And the new championship leader is the young man from Colwyn Bay. It's Luke Hughes, and we caught up with him earlier.
Well, Danny Sweeney's our main rival in the championship. He's only 1 point behind us, so we're going to have to try and finish in front of him so we can have a bigger championship lead into the last round. So we just really need to try and beat Danny and let the rest take care of itself.
Confident young man Luke Hughes, 5 podiums from 7 rounds this year so far has given him the championship lead. It includes 2 wins. He's had a second, 2 wins and a third in the last 4 rounds. He leads by 1 point from Danny Sweeney. And Sweeney leads by 9 over Ryan Burns. Ryan Burns starting on P3. Don't forget, in this championship, the championship leaders have to start from the back of the grid. We're off and running through the line up through turn 1. Hughes has to get through turn 1 safely. All the championship leaders need to negotiate this turn. Hughes around the outside. He's made up about 7 places. Or the subject of a pack attack as they come through the left-hander. McNichol runs the curb, bends over the valley. Ben?
Good start for Luke Hughes. He's 7 from the back. Bad start though for Danny Sweeney. He's only 2 from the back as he comes shooting past me for the first time.
Yeah, Hughes is up to 15th, starting 22nd, so he has, as Ben said, made up 7 places. Pakenham Walsh is at the back of the field after the contact with Ord through turn 1. It's Appleton that leads it. 34 in second place is the new man to the series, that's Josh White. If you're watching this and while you're watching it thinking, we've got some kids that would be interested in racing karts, have a look at the karting website, the Karting Magazine website. And if you have any questions, as we see 27, Ryan Morgan running wide on the grass, he'll get back on. Plum last down in 22nd place. Here, hit the steering wheel, that always works. If you've got any questions, you can email me personally at the email address shown on your screens now. Karts stream through turn 1 for the start of lap 2, and Sweeney is buried down there at the back of the field. He's in 19th place. He carries a number 2 on his kart, denoting that he's second in the championship. And if you've not seen the programme before, the numbers on the karts denote the championship positions of all the drivers. Ben?
Alan, remember how well Joe Byrne did last time we were on the Valley Circuit? Well, again today, he's very, very strong, sitting right behind Liam Kelly, who was, of course, championship leader early on in the season before having to miss a couple of rounds. And then they, too, are hunched behind Luke Hughes, our championship leader, and they are only 1 position behind Ryan Burns, who had a good start and is lying in about 7th position.
Yeah, Ryan Burns, third in the championship, 10 points off the lead, could do with a good result today. It's Appleton that leads it. He's just put in the fastest lap, 52.946. And I think Luke Hughes has got a problem. Luke Hughes has got a problem. He's dropped back into the clutches of Danny Sweeney. Sweeney was a good 7 or 8 places behind, but Hughes has fallen right back through the field all of a sudden, and I think he's got a bit of a problem with that engine. He seems to have it running again okay now, but he's dropped back. You can see he's putting hand down there on the carburettor, trying to adjust the mixture, trying to rescue whatever is wrong with it. He may have cooked it, leaning the mixture off. He's following now Henry Hunter, who in turn is following Liam Kelly, kart 10. Kelly 10th in this year's British Championship. They come through Luna. Kart 4 is Connor Llewellyn, to be closely shadowed by Bradley Ord. Llewellyn's been quietly consistent all season. You see Joe Byrne there, kart 5, just out in front of them, about 10 metres. And then it's 10 metres further back to this group, which is headed by Liam Kelly, kart 10. Hunter goes down the outside. Hughes looks like he's going to go down the inside. Pushed through by Sweeney, is he? No, they don't. They depose Hunter, though, back a couple of places. They come back over the valley one more time. Byrne is in 7th place. Orders made his way past Llewellyn for 8th. Llewellyn's 9th. Kelly chops Hughes' nose off. He's there, still there in 10th place. Hughes in 11th. Sweeney is 12th. And Hunter, number 13, is 13th. and that is Liam Kelly's younger brother. He's obviously not interested in karting. Callum Gold Cup Kelly there. Liam had such a good run at the Gold Cup, his mum dropped a baby.
Alan, I've caught up with the infamous Mr. Bean, James Bean, who's actually made an appearance on the Motors TV Challenge. James, why aren't you racing today?
I'm mechanicking for a young lad in cadets called Josh White, who's making his debut in the series.
And how's he getting on?
He went off pole because he's obviously his first race, and he's lying in third at the minute behind Abigail Jerry, so we'll see.
And you haven't been giving him any tips, have you?
No, he's been a good lad this weekend.
So he's driving nice and cleanly?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's beautiful, Sam.
Sam referring to the fact that James Bean punted her off 3 times when she was practicing here a couple of months ago. That's James Appleton, the leader. Won round 4 of the Cadet British Championship at Larkhall earlier in the season. He secured sponsorship support from Enterprise Car Rental for 2007. Hughes, you can see, is fiddling with that carburettor. He's not happy, and Sweeney slides down the inside. So, as things stand there's 1 point in the championship between Hughes in first place and Sweeney in seconds. We see Appleton's lead 3.48 over Gerry in second place, with Hughes leading Sweeney by 1 point in the championship, with Sweeney now in front of Hughes. You can see 2 in front of 1. There's 1 point for each position in the race, so the championship lead, if it stayed like that to the line, would be tied going into the last round. How exciting would that be? But Hughes is going to have something to say about it. He sweeps down the inside off the valley, and Kelly goes with him. And in one move, Luke Hughes has increased his championship lead by an extra 2 points. But he's messing around with that carburettor. He's still not happy. And this time it's Kelly that sweeps up the inside of Hughes. And Sweeney goes with him. So it's all level pegging again in the championship as things stand.
Oh, Liam Kelly's found himself as the ringer in this little championship battle. Remember, 1 point separating the top 2. And Liam Kelly is in between those 2 drivers and basically is being used as the buffer, and they keep swapping positions. First and second keep swapping in this mid-pack battle.
Yeah, and talking of mid-pack battles, there's another one. That's for 8th and 9th place. It's still Bradley Ord that has the advantage there over Conor Llewellyn. That's the leader, though. Massive lead James Appleton has. It's around about 5 seconds. That's incredible for a cadet race. As we see the championship leader, Hughes, coming off the valley, going past Kelly. Kelly runs the curb. That'll scrub off some speed, could allow Sweeney down the inside. 9 is Jacob Huntstone. He's in this little leading group. He's through to 3rd place, in fact. That's Appleton, 33, the leader, proudly displaying his England suit. He was part of the England Internations team that swept all before them down at Clandale recently in that Internations event. Kart 12 is Pierce Pakenham-Walsh. Pac-Man trying doggedly to hold off Jordan Horton there. That's for 19th place. Good win there in 21st. Here is Hughes. Hughes is out front of this championship leading battle. This little battle is helping Ryan Burns to get back into championship contention. We've not seen much of Burns. He's kart number 3. There he is, coming off the valley now. It's closely followed there by Joe Byrne. But Ryan Burns, 3rd in the championship, 6th in this race currently, is going to close the championship lead of Hughes if things stay like this. Hughes just still there ahead of Liam Kelly. Kelly kart 10. With Danny Sweeney 2nd in the championship, just behind Kelly. That's 34. Josh White, new to the championship this month. That's the lead that Appleton has over Gerry, 5.11 seconds. We've not seen this sort of domination in a cadet race this season. We've seen plenty of races where we've had cadets out front. As we get another look at Pac-Man, that's Pakenham-Walsh and Horton having their own private little battle. That's for 19th place. Who says it doesn't matter? We've seen plenty of cadets out front this season with big leads, but we've never seen anyone hold on to a lead, let alone extend it, as Appleton's done here. Hughes down the inside being pushed along by Wakefield. It's Kelly down the outside being pushed along by Sweeney as they go into the last lap. Sweeney in front of Hughes. Henry Hunter has split the pair. So if things stay like that to the flags, Sweeney would have the championship lead. What drama in the last lap.
And I think Luke Hughes got a problem. He came up the hill very, very slowly, and he's fiddling around with his carburettor. It doesn't look like the engine is running as cleanly as it should be, and he's in trouble. Our championship leader is in trouble on the last lap.
Oh, amazing drama on the last lap as Sweeney goes up the inside of Kelly and gets his nose cut off. Henry Hunter helps himself to a place, so that helps Hughes' plight. Hughes has got a real problem here. Sweeney 2 places in front of Hughes at the moment. Hey, Hughes is stopping. His car's stopping. It's still going. He's still got it going. They come through Luna for the last time. It's Kelly out front of this group. It's Appleton that's taken the win. Henry Hunter up the inside of Kelly. Will Sweeney go with him? He does. They're side by side. We can't contact. Oh, Kelly spun out. Sweeney's carried on. Hughes is nearly stopping. but Kelly Spotter, he's facing the wrong way with 10 metres to the line, and here comes Hughes. Will Hughes make the line? Kelly's turned it round. Hughes is going to crawl across the line, and what disaster for the championship leader. Absolute drama here in the final lap, and Luke Hughes is absolutely distraught. The 10-year-old from Colwyn Bay, devastated. The official results reveal that James Appleton took the win. We didn't see him go across the line, but he was over 6 seconds clear by the end. 52.946, the fastest lap of the race. Appleton, a winner at round 4 of the British Championship this season. Abigail Gerry, second today, winner at round 3 of the British Championship earlier in the season. Huntstone joined them on the podium. Good drives by Hart and White for 4th and 5th. Brian Burns has kept his championship alive there in 6th place, with the 2 championship leaders finishing outside the top 10.
I was on P2 and I managed to get round the outside just in front of Josh White. And at one point I thought they were going to catch me because there were like 3 or 4 pushing to try and get me, but eventually I managed to hold on and had a comfortable win.
We expected the rain and we put the wet tyres on, which was a mistake, but we still managed to salvage something out of it and race against Luke, which was our main competition. So yeah, we were happy that we beat him in the end.
If you'd have said to Danny Sweeney before that race started, you're going to finish 11th, Danny, but move from 2nd in the championship to a 4-point championship lead, he would have thought you were one sandwich short of a picnic. We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back. It's Minimax for 11 to 16s up next, and with James Theodore able to mathematically tie up the championship this weekend, attention turns to battle for 2nd. That's between Joe Bullen, Roy Anderson and Sinead Gress, and Sam caught up with Joe earlier.
Joe, you've had a bit of a mixed season so far this year. You've had a black flag and a mechanical DNF. You're still in the running for 2nd place, so with a bit of a luck you could clinch that.
Yeah, we could. If we have 2 decent finishes, we should secure 2nd and get the prize for 2nd, which will be good.
Any chance of 1st?
No, I think we're relying on James to have 2 DNFs or an exclusion, which wouldn't really be fair to rely on.
In the British National Championships for TKM, you finished 7th, so well done on that. But looking like it's going to be changeable conditions today. How much testing have you done?
Yeah, we're fast in the dry. We've been fast in the dry here, we were fast in the wet yesterday, and we've been doing a bit of testing at Glonny Gars as well.
Looking positive then?
Yeah, hopefully.
Joe Bullen, the subject of major sponsorship speculation. Press release due shortly. Matthew Parry's on pole. Luke Russell starts on P2. Jordan Holmes, last month's winner, goes off P3. Then comes Liam Morley, back from a broken wrist a couple of months ago. Tom Durbridge starts on 5. Jamie Fegan in the Scottish team at the Internations, he's on 6. Then comes Roy Gill, the very serious-looking Ross Anderson. Matt Isherwood off P9. Joe Charlton goes off 10. Matt Gibson off P11. Then comes Josephine Ferrada for Advanced Composites off 12. Sinead Gress is 13. Top 3 in the championship are Roy Anderson, Joe Bullen, and the championship leader, James Theodore. Don't forget, the championship leaders have to start last, and Theodore has a strategy. It's just to hang back through turn 1, doesn't want to get caught up in anything as Gill runs into Durbridge. Russell's up the bank. Charlton's been caught out as well. There's been a bit of contact with Charlton. Theodore's made up a couple. Oh, there's more contact coming onto the valley, and that is Charlton, kart 7. Russell's involved. Durbridge, I think, is involved as well, and Gill. So there's all sorts going on. That is 20. That's Luke Russell. He ended up going up the bank through turn 1. He's kept it together. There's another spinner through the right-hander. That's kart number 12, and that is Tom Durbridge, who was also involved through the little bits of contact through the first part of the valley. That's Jordan Holmes, last month's winner, and what a nice little lead that is for a first lap. It's Holmes that leads it then, coming out of Luna for the first time. Kart 15, kart 11 is Jamie Fegan second, Roy Anderson's third, then comes Bullen fourth, Theodore fifth. Theodore had a strategy just to hang back through the first lap. He didn't want to get caught up in anything, and he's made up 9 places. It's incredible. Morley's followed by Ross Anderson. We saw that picture of Ross Anderson. Just put that picture of Ross Anderson back up on the screen. Saw that earlier. Just have a look at this. Look at that. You'd rather race him than fight him, wouldn't you? That's a serious young man, that is. And that picture was taken after he was asked to smile. Oh dear. Freedom tough up there in Scotland. Roy Anderson, third in the championship and third in this race as they come down towards Luna Bend. He's closely pursued by Bull, and there's Theodore. As I said before, his whole strategy this weekend was to hang right back at the start, just drive it through turn one, halfway around the lap, and then start racing. He's got a 26-point championship lead, didn't need to get caught up in anything. And as a result of that strategy, he ended up making 9 places on the first lap, and there he is comfortably in 5th place. There's a gaggle of carts here led by Mash Isherwood, Liam Morley just in behind. It's still Anderson in 3rd, but for how long? Bullen's going to look to go up the inside, does so now. He goes through the right-hander at paddock, and Bullen through to 3rd place. Anderson back to 4th. Theodore will be very happy just to sit there in 5th place. You can see it's been drizzling, but the track is pretty much dry now. Everybody out on slicks as they come through Luna for the 3rd time. The leader, Jordan Holmes, being closed by Fegan, who in turn is being closed by Bullen, who's passed Anderson. Bullen in 3rd place, Anderson 4th, and Theodore, as we saw there, in 5th place, wearing the number 1 plate, denoting that he is the championship leader, and using the Motors TV bodywork graphics as Bullen slides into the back of Jamie Fegan. A little bit of contact there. No damage done though. We go down the inside now. He had some contact with Fegan the other month in exactly this spot. It scrubbed off a load of speed from Fegan. He's had to take avoiding action. Theodore now looks up the inside of Anderson. Anderson gives him a little wave. Theodore goes by anyway. Theodore through to 4th place. Anderson drops back to 5th. Or Fegan knocks the championship leader out wide, and that's cost Theodore a place, so he's back to 5th. That's the leader, Jordan Holmes. Holmes wasn't under any pressure last month. He was about to come under pressure from Bullen last month, but Bullen got caught up in a little incident with Roy Gill. That dropped them back and allowed Jordan Holmes to take a comfortable win by the end, but he was the fastest kart on the track in the last few laps. Should be interesting to see what happens this month though, as up the inside of Fegan goes Anderson. That's for 3rd place. Theodore back through for 4th, and Fegan drops back to 5th place. Jamie Fegan represented Scotland at the recent Inter Nations event down in